What's up, my Cartelians? Cartel from Hell with another review. This time it's going to be of this amazing Spider-Man premium format exclusive statue from Sideshow Collectibles. Just want to say right off the bat, I'm very impressed by this piece. Extremely impressed by this piece. And, you know, if you guys are new to collecting and you're looking for your first piece to get, I would say right now, as of now, this would be the one. And you know what's really good about it too, for you guys to hop on it right now, is that it's still available from Sideshow, and you're going to be getting it without having to wait, a year, because it's actually available from Sideshow right now. So, don't hesitate to pick this one up. This is one of those pieces where, you just started collecting, and you look down at when you started collecting, and there's pieces that were available at that time, and if you passed up on them, you're going to regret it. And this is definitely going to be one of those pieces that if you pass up on, you will definitely regret it for the rest of your time collecting. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just the way it's going to be with this piece. I have pieces like that I do regret not picking up at that point in time when I had first started collecting because they were retail, and I don't like to spend stupid money on the statue. I always know that there's more statues coming in, and there's always going to be more statues coming through the pipeline with all these companies, up and coming companies, and they're all trying to hop out and impress everybody. So I know there's going to be more pieces coming in, and I'm not going to have to go crazy with older pieces, So this one is definitely going to be one of those pieces, though. It's a must-have for any Marvel collector. If you think about it, Spider-Man, any comic book shop that you go in, there's going to be a life-size Spider-Man hanging from the wall. You know what I mean? So no matter what, you have to have a Spider-Man if you're a Marvel collector. I mean, unless you just hate him as a character, but come on, man. Why the hell would you hate Spider-Man? Be real. Alright. So one thing, I can't even say one thing that I love about this statue. I can't make that statement, one thing, because it's not just one thing. There's a lot of things with this piece that I really love. The pose, the paint, the execution of the sculpt. It's all very nice. But let's start with Spider-Man, you guys. For one, he's a really big piece. He's extremely big for Spider-Man. He might be a little out of scale for quarter scale for Spider-Man. He might be a little bigger than he needs to be, but at the same time, that doesn't bother me at all because you're getting more for your money, right? And I'm just really impressed by his size, the actual size of him himself. You're getting so much for your money on this one. And I could definitely recommend this piece, hands down, no problem. Cartel from Hell, seal of approval all day, every day. Yeah, the lines are very nice. I wouldn't say that the lines are perfect. But I actually think that the lines on this one have been done better than the previous J. Scott Campbell Comiquette. And don't get that confused for the older Comiquette, because there's two Spider-Man Comiquettes out there. There's one that's really big, extremely massive, and it's a Grail. It's a very nice piece. And I'm not even going to compare that piece with this piece because they're two completely different pieces. There's not even a reason to compare it. They're not even in the same stratosphere. You know what I mean? So it's not necessary. So there's that piece, which is really big, that Comiquette, and then there's also another Comiquette, and it's a lot smaller. It's the J. Scott Campbell line, and they've actually made a lot of pieces. There's actually one piece coming in today from that line for me. It's going to be the Black Cat Comiquette. Really excited for that piece, but the thing is with those pieces, the Comiquettes, they're really small. And You know, they're supposed to be 1/5, but I actually think they're smaller than 1/5. But you know, this one, out of all the Spider-Mans that you can get right now, I would say go for this one. Don't go for the Comiquette, only because of the price. If you're really looking for that piece and you can get it for a good price, do it. But right now, you can get 3 of these for the price of one of those. And it's just, I would say it's a better move. Because that one's probably, you know, really close to the top of where it can be at value-wise. It can still go a little higher. But this one is at its absolute lowest right now. And, you know, there's nothing but potential for this piece right now. But yeah, that's pretty much for you, you new collectors out there that needed a little guidance when it comes to the Spider-Man pieces that are available right now. But, you know, if you're also thinking about which one you want to go for, whether you want to go for this one or you want to go for the symbiote version, the other one that's available right now, I would say just grab them both. You know, Spider-Man all day. I mean, how can you go wrong, right? Get them both. I'm actually very excited for them to continue this line. I was pretty iffy about getting the Green Goblin that goes with this piece, the companion piece. But after seeing this one in hand, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to pre-order it. I'm probably going to do it right after this video. And not feel bad about it at all. But, yeah, you know, the pose is really great. And what I love about the exclusive version, this is the exclusive version. You know, it comes with the alternate switch out head, and it also comes with the alternate switch out hand. And the hand, he's actually shooting his web out of his hand. And what's cool about the web is that it's semi-translucent, so you can kind of see through it at certain angles of the light. And it's really cool because the web is just like how the way it's drawn in the comics. How it has, you know, he's spitting it out, and then it has a little wrap around it, just like the way it's drawn in the comics. So it's very comic accurate when it comes to that aspect, and I really appreciate that they were able to do that with the web shooting out like that. It looks really cool. It has a really nice effect, and I'm very surprised that they pulled it off the way that they did. And one good thing about this piece, you guys, the magnets are very strong. There's only 2 magnets in this whole statue. It's going to be in the head sculpt and in the switch out hand, but those 2 magnets are really strong, and you're never going to have, you know, the slightest worry about these magnets coming out. They're one of the strongest that I've seen in a while coming from Sideshow, and I'm very impressed. I always love to get strong magnets, you guys. Just something about it. I like to hear that click. You know, I like to hear the pull of the magnets snapping together. So the paint on Spider-Man himself is very nice. I do feel like they have used maybe a little bit more highlighting than they needed to, but it doesn't take away from the statue at all. I really like it. It's just that it is a little over exaggerated when it comes to the highlighting. But it is nice because it's not just one solid color. You know, it's very gradual in the shading, and there's multiple tones of blue in his costume. And also around his abs, there's actually a lot of shading in the red part of his costume and around his neck. So I would say they have shaded it in all the right places, which is very nice. And I really like the way that they've sculpted his spider symbol in his chest. It's not just like a sticker or something that's been painted on there. It's actually raised and then painted the separate color. But I really like that it's raised. That's what I love about it. I love that it's raised. And I'm happy that it's facing in the right direction. Same thing with the symbol on his back. it's all lined, and it's not just a sticker or a painted symbol on there. It has all of its borders in there, and it looks very nice. The line work is done really good. The line work on this piece and the webbing in his costume is not 100%. It is, it's definitely passable. You know, when you're looking at it, you don't notice that it's bad. It's just when you get up close, and I'm going to show you guys with the 4K close-ups, and just so you guys can see what you're getting. But at the same time, don't let that scare you off from this piece, because at the end of the day, this is definitely a keeper. It's definitely something that you need to have in your collection. I really love the way that he is effortlessly, swinging on the top of this iron structure. He's making it look like it's nothing. If I was to try to do that, I'd probably freaking throw my arm out or something. And he's having fun with it. He's all for it. He's not even tripping. But yeah, the pose is really cool. I just love the way he's it's so cool. I can't get over it. I keep on looking at this piece every time I walk into the room. I want to get a motorized turntable and just let this thing spin for hours. So badass. But yeah, another thing that I really love about this piece is this section of the base. This base comes in two sections. This part of the base comes out of the bottom half of the base, and this part of the base is really cool to me because they've made it really look like iron. And the I-beams look like they've been corroded with like saltwater sea air. And if you guys have ever seen iron be corroded like that, you'll see that there's like a lot of flakes and chipping that happens from the rust and the corrosion. And they've added a bunch of that right here to where it's like a really big flake of the iron has been chunked off, and then they've repainted over it to seal in the iron so it doesn't get any more structural damage from corrosion from the sea air. It's very cool. They've given it a very metal-like finish. It looks just like steel. It's like the steel containers from the shipping containers, and the iron I-beams. Very cool. They've even added in a lot of like brackets that are all riveted to give it that look that it's an actual bracket. It's very cool. The rivets on it are all over the place, you guys. There's at least, I would say, 100 rivets in this part of the base. Very cool looking. And I really like how this hook is swinging away. You know what I mean? Because this part of the base is leaning over, and then this hook is actually swinging away from it leaning over. So the way that it's going is exactly the way it should be going in real life. It's really cool. I really love this piece, you guys. I know you guys are going to love it too when you get it in your collection, because you're going to get it, right? Exactly. You know you want it. Get it. Don't hesitate, you guys. You're really going to be mad at yourself if you pass it up. Sorry, I got to take a little sippy. Just got off a long ass night at work, so give me a break, all right? Oh man, I'm home. I'm finally home. Thank you. But yeah, this part of the base is the weakest part of the base, I would say, the bottom portion of the base. It's cool for what it is, but It doesn't really impress me. I mean, the sculpting of it is nice, but the actual concept of it, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I would have liked to seen maybe flames instead, but bombs aren't gonna flame right away. You know, they're gonna explode. So I can see why they didn't go with flames, because they're using the actual pumpkin bombs. But I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy about it. It's okay. I think maybe to make it look a little better, they should have chose to not darken it up so much. But at the same time, if they would have brightened it up too much, you probably would have focused on this part of the base more instead of, you know, the most important part of the statue. So I don't really know about this part, you guys. You know, it's really iffy about this part of the base. I do like the pumpkin bombs, though. The pumpkin bombs are nice. They're cool looking. I like how they have little smiles carved into them, like an actual pumpkin. And I like how they're painted green inside there as well, in the eyes and on the mouth. I think that's really cool. I really like how this one right here is like halfway exploded, and it almost looks like it's screaming. I really like the pumpkin bombs. They're really cool looking. So I can't take too much away from the bottom of the base because the pumpkin bombs are cool, right? And this part of the base is really cool too. How this section of the middle of the base, this iron structure, is, you know, radiating from all the heat from the bombs, and it has this orange glow from the heat. So you see all that radiant heat reflecting off of the iron structure, off the I-beams. I really like that. I think that looks really cool. And this part of the base, this little bottom base, is just like a little octagon, and I don't think it looks too bad. I don't think it draws too much attention to the bottom of the base. It's nice looking. I don't think it was necessary, but at the same time, it looks cool, and it doesn't bother me. So yeah, man, definitely a beautiful piece, you guys. Do not pass up on this one. Really, don't do it to yourselves. You know, I'm begging you, from me, from Cartel from Hell, I'm begging you guys to not pass up on this one. All right, don't do it. Especially my true Cartelians. If you guys are on the fence about it, just get it. All right. Really, you'll thank me in the long run. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out my channel, checking out my reviews, my unboxings, my 4K close-ups. If you guys like what you see, go ahead and throw me a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Don't forget to you know, send me a comment every once in a while, say what's up. You know, it might take me a couple days to get to it because when I'm getting so many, you know, it's kind of hard for me to respond. And I want to respond to all you guys, because if you guys are taking the time out of your day to leave me a comment, why wouldn't I take the time out of my day to respond to you guys? You know, I do appreciate all the love and all the support, and that's why I keep on doing these reviews, you guys. It's because of you guys. You guys make me want to keep doing it. So definitely be on the lookout for all of my other videos. I have a lot of statues coming in, and you know, just be ready for all those videos, you guys. I definitely appreciate all the love. Remember, don't forget to subscribe. And until the next one, catch me if you can. Cartel out. Thanks for watching.